Hi. So, I think this is one of the most serious videos that I've ever made, as you can tell by the collared shirt and these glasses that are totally not blue light glasses. How do I say this? I think I was a bit naive when I first started the financial process of moving to the States. I knew that I wanted to live here, I knew I wanted to pursue acting, I knew I wanted to study here. However, I didn't know I had to sell an arm, a leg, a heart, a kidney, and my rights as a human being to live here. I was very fortunate enough to have the financial support of my parents when I first started studying here. I also had some savings, but I'm just here to tell you that while it can be exciting to move here, let's not forget that things cost money. Yes. And because, I'm doing a whole little, forgetting this word on steps and tips to move to the US, I just thought, of course, they would want to know how much things cost. Long story short, I just wanted to create a video talking about how much things cost to move to the US from your respective countries as an international student. Let me give you a quick summary of who I am. Hi, my name is Hiii EJ. I was born and raised in South Africa, and in 2020 I moved to Los Angeles to pursue getting my MFA in acting for film at the New York Film Academy. I have since graduated and did my OPT and have applied for my O1, and I'm currently still waiting for my O1. Don't even ask me how long it is, it doesn't matter. But long story short, I'm here. So everything I'm about to tell you, I have personally gone through. I've watched other friends, international friends, gone through the exact same thing. I have unfortunately had friends go home in the middle of certain steps because wow, no one was aware that this is how much things cost. And I wish I had this video to mentally and financially prepare myself to make the move to the US before making the move to the US. All right, first I'm going to start by taking off these glasses because I know that there's a glare. Secondly, I'm going to grab my laptop. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at her. Thirdly, I am going to move slightly to the left so that you guys can see all the math over here. Moving from South Africa to Los Angeles, it involves certain expenses that can vary significantly based on your personal circumstances, lifestyle choices, specific type of visas, and I guess how much you want to flex. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I cannot believe how broke I was when I first moved here. Maybe broke is maybe a strong word, but moving from South Africa, living the life that I was living in South Africa, and then moving here, there were some stark differences. You know what, I feel like I'm rambling too much, so I'm just gonna get into the nitty-gritty, into the meat of this video. But before I say that, one more ramble, I want to say that the expenses I'm about to tell you, you don't split them out all at once. Depending on how long things take for you to apply for, you may pay these certain amounts over the course of 6 months to 2 years. I paid most of my beginning costs within a year and a half because I got my scholarship in 2019 and moved into 2018 and moved in 2020. So I took almost 2 years to get everything sorted. Okay, without further ado, here's how much everything costs. First, we are going to start off with the visa costs. The visa application fee obviously varies between different visas. However, for the student F1 visa, that is approximately $185. This covers the cost of submitting your DS-160 F1 visa to the US government. On top of a visa fee, you also have to pay a SEVIS fee, which is approximately $350 plus 10% processing fees, so $360. This amount needs to be paid before your visa interview, as it makes you eligible for said interview. So while the $185 covers your visa application fee, the SEVIS fee is a separate fee paid to the student and Exchange Visitor Program, which is essentially a program that keeps track of the individual students and making sure that they're actually going to the school and not just coming to the US and then. Another optional fee you may make use of is hiring an immigration lawyer. I didn't. I was able to have a NIFA representative in South Africa to help me with my application, but immigration lawyers may cost maybe $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. By the way, I'm saying this all in dollars so that you can just convert it to your own currency because I think that just makes more sense to me, at least. The next fee you have to worry about are your flight costs. A one-way airfare from South Africa to Los Angeles. I can't exactly remember how much I personally paid, but you can expect to pay anything from $800 if you following just the best ticket, $800 to maybe $1,500, honestly maybe even $2,000. This all just depends on the season, the booking time, the airline, many things. The next cost you may have to worry about are housing fees. If you weren't able to establish housing before you moved here, you may have to get some form of temporary or part-time housing in the form of an Airbnb or a hotel. So short-term rentals at a hotel may cost, I don't know why I wrote down $50 a night. That is not true. But I'm just going to stick to $150 a night. I guess it would be $50 if you, instead of renting out the entire house, you may just rent out one room. Or if you decide to stay in a, a lodge, a hostel. Those are definitely the cheaper sides of housing. But if you decide to stay in a hotel, if you're traveling with family, friends, or a guardian, expect to pay upwards of $150. Studio apartments, specifically in LA, can start at, God, I'm gonna say like 1,200. Obviously you can find lower options in different areas, specific areas, but if you need to stay close to school, you may be forced to rent out student housing. That can very easily start at like 1.5. A 1-bedroom apartment, I would say, starts at 1.8. Realistically, 2,000, can go upwards to 3,000. Additional costs when finding an apartment here include security deposits, maybe first and last month. In addition to that, utilities usually cost $100 to $200 a month. That includes water, electricity, gas, your phone bill, etc. Moving costs, that's your next concern. I personally just traveled with 2 travel bags and packed whatever I could into that bag. Thank God for my beautiful check-in lady who allowed me to check in my bags with like 5 pounds extra in both bags. Bless you, love you, I hope you were doing great, girly. But if you decide that you actually want to ship things over, shipping costs can range between $1,000 to $5,000, completely depending on where it's coming from, volume, the shipping method, you know, air or sea. And then for fun, you might just want to throw in like $100 or $300 for like boxes, tape, and other supplies. Hold on, I need a water and lip gloss break. The next financial concern for you may be health insurance. It is my understanding that every single F1 student is required to have health insurance. My school signed their international students up for Aetna PPO, which I miss so much. I miss having insurance. I miss therapy. Anyway, costs for health insurance can range between $100 to $500 a month. My insurance costs were added to my tuition costs that needed to be paid at the beginning or end of each semester, and that would roughly be like $800 to $1,100 each semester. Jesus Christ, this country has been rubbing me blind. Transportation, the next thing you have to worry about. If you live in Los Angeles and you think you can handle the public transport system like I did, power to you, it's doable, but wow. Wow. If you decide to take public transport, it is $1.75 to take the bus or metro each tap. If you get a student's bus card, I think it goes down to $1, which is very nice. If you decide to get a good car and not a clunker, prices can range from $5,000 to $10,000. Goddamn. I've seen cars that seem pretty good for $3,000, but that car was made in 2007. I don't know, gets you from A to B. Lastly, there are other miscellaneous costs, such as food. You can kind of budget $300 to $600 a month, depending on your dietary costs. Your cell phone plan, which I guess you could maybe budget $30 to $100 a month. And other personal expenses like toiletries, food, clothing, etc. I feel like personal costs can be $100 to $300. However, when you first move into your apartment, if you want to furnish it, expect to pay a lot more. Quick little tip, if you type in, is it dupe.com? I believe it's dupe.com at the beginning of the website browser thing. So if it's like www.ikea.com, if you type in dupe.com, something, I'll put it right here. If you type in this, you can find the cheaper option of stores that like to make use of what is called white labeling, where they just upcharge their products because it has a name. Okay, let's summarize everything that I just spoke about. So, oh, I did the math very poorly here. So, visa fees, $185. The CVIS fee, $360. Flight costs between $1,000 to $1,500. Initial housing, if you decide to stay in an Airbnb or a hotel for the first 2 weeks of your stay until you find more permanent housing, $50 to $150 a night. Long-term housing, $1,000 to $3,500. Utilities, $100 to $200. Shipping costs, $1,000 to $5,000. Health insurance, which is paid monthly, $100 to $500. Transportation, I'm just going to say $100 if you're taking public transport, or $5,000 plus if you plan to purchase a car. Food, paid monthly, $300 to $600. Cell phone plan, paid monthly, $30 to $100. And miscellaneous expenses, $100 to $300. By the way, again, this is all very approximate. It varies very much based on your own personal demands, how much you want to flex, how smart you are with your money, etc. On the low end, approximately, be prepared to spend $5,000 to $10,000 for the first few months. This again includes initial one-time fees. On the high end, if you're made of money, expect to pay $10,000 to like $50,000 or more, you know, depending on how rich your parents are, because you're not allowed to work here, just by the way. I want to make that very important. While you are studying in the US, you're not allowed to work in the US unless you apply for a CPT, but that is a whole other video. But yes, while you are studying here, you're not allowed to work here. So you either better have $5,000 to $30,000 in your savings, or, you know, having rich parents may help you a lot. Please keep in mind that there are actually other fees that you need to pay attention to. The reason why I didn't put it in the list above is because I personally never needed to worry about it, or I just didn't go through the effort of finding it and then remembered it while I was scripting. These additional fees may include immunization fees if you need to get a vaccine before you can move here. Maybe you need to get a passport before your visa appointment. Another fee to consider are transcript fees. You know, you have to send your transcripts from your... Oof, sorry if you heard that. But these would be fees included in sending your transcripts from your last institution of education to your soon-to-be US-based institution of education. It has to be sent direct, and it has to be sent as a physical copy in the mail. It can't be scanned over, it can't be emailed. You may also have to consider English proficiency tests. I may have to consider one too. There may also be an application fee to apply to your school. You may need to convert your documents and your letters into English, so you need to get a translator. And of course, I didn't even mention tuition. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to move here. And although it's not cheap, again, you're not paying this all up front. You're most likely going to be paying it in parts and bits. Hopefully you are able to coordinate something that's more manageable to you, so that you don't feel a sting that is paying off $5,000 to $30,000 at once, plus tuition fees. I would also advise for you guys to have some form of savings for unexpected costs, because they happen. For me, it was the freaking pandemic. Another unexpected expense for me was that I needed to update my passport in the US. Like, things come. Anyways, I really hope this video was useful for you guys. Please just use it as a guideline. Let me move back to the center so I'm the main star again. Please just consider using this as a guideline and not like the Bible, because these are just estimates that a random girl on the internet, is providing to you. Be prepared for any unexpected costs, because they come. But if you plan correctly and if you plan accordingly, I think you can do it. I did, and I promise you I don't know how, but I did. Anyways, that is this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I may have mentioned this in the beginning, but I'm currently doing oh my god, why am I forgetting this word? I'm making a bunch of videos on this topic, okay? That's essentially what I'm doing. So please check out the other videos if you found this one helpful. Please give me a like, subscribe, comment down below. If you have moved to the US or you're thinking of moving to the US, please DM me. I love chatting to you guys. I love offering tips and advice. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a beautiful, beautiful 2025. It's January 1st when I'm recording this, so by the time I post this, I'm sure it's like probably March and you guys have had the 2025 that you've had. But I'm still going to say it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful 2025. I hope this year is filled with nothing but, I was just straight up going to say money. Abundance, clarity, joy, celebration, and money. Anyways, that's it for me. Bye.